What's up, guys? Army-Firedawg is back again, and today I actually have the second part of the three-piece review, and that is of the Shanling Audio M2s. This is actually one that I was personally most excited to review of the three products, even the more expensive M3s, simply because this product, I actually reviewed its original version, the M2, almost exactly 2 years ago. So I had some pretty good hopes for this. So the first thing I'll note is that this has actually gone down by $50. The M2, at the point when I reviewed it, was $250, roughly again. This one goes for roughly $200. So they've actually dropped the price, but I think they've actually increased the quality in all due respects. But as always, I like to start with the construction of which, and then I'll work my way down. So the construction is, again, just like its bigger brother, all aluminum and glass mix, as you can see right here. So it's very lightweight, it's very shiny, and it's very slick feeling. So you can buy, and I forgot to mention that with the M3s review, you can buy for $20 a leather case. That actually goes really nice with this. It fits on very snug, but it gives you a good grip. So if you can afford the $20, it's actually a really good add-on to go with the M2s. The biggest note from between the M3s is that it does not have the balanced aux port here. So I was unable to try my customs with this. However, I still use, like I said, the two Beyerdynamic models and then a couple others I've just picked up just to try it out. My issue is still with the wheel. I really enjoyed the wheel up here. I think it was more, I could finesse it better because the smaller wheel on the side, it goes too far. There's no real way to accurately move it one or two clicks. It's very, you have to barely smidge it over for it to go just one. That kind of gets irritating when you just want that one song and you keep just going up, just one above it or one below it. So it goes on to, like I mentioned pretty much in all my DAP reviews, there's got to be a better way that if I'm rapidly moving this, that it'll go alphabetically through the list of whatever set I'm using. It'll go like A, B, C, and it'll automatically just go to that entire, anything that starts with A, anything that starts with B, etc. versus AA, AB, AC, etc. But other than that, I don't really have any quarrels with the construction. I liked how they reduced the weight, and it feels nicer in my hands versus the original one did. Now moving on to the features. So the features has everything that the M3s did as far as features goes. You get the Bluetooth 4 with aptX, so you can have very seamless connection to a Bluetooth model, and it comes with and I can't pronounce the name of it, but it's either Hibi or Hibi, it's Hiby, wireless connection. So what that does is allows you to, from your phone, connect to this, and then from your phone, you can control everything this does. So if this has like a pair of headphones, or if it's connected to a DAC, etc., your phone's controlling the volume, the files, the music, etc. It's all doing it from your phone. Now, I can see in select circumstances that being convenient. However, in my opinion, I can just as easily pull this out of my pocket or adjust it from this itself versus my phone. It does maintain that feature that I really, really enjoy, and that's the ability to hook up a combi unit. And by combi, I mean it's an amp DAC all in one piece, whether it be desktop or mobile. But you can hook that up via the USB-C port right here. And then, so all this is at that point is just the interface. The amplification and the sound processing is all done by the combi, whether you have it attached or it's sitting off to the side. That is a really cool feature, so that allows me to take more advantage of what a headphone can do versus what this can do. Now, the power output is actually quite impressive on this guy. This can power the 600 ohm Beyerdynamic T1 second generation just fine in terms of volume. It was able to get easily as loud as I would ever want it to go, so no quarrels there. Now, I can definitely tell there's some more potential in a more powerful amplifier that could better control the drivers, the Tesla drivers of the T1, but with respect to the price of this and the power output it has, it does control the T1, again, respectably. And of course, lower sensitive headphones, all the better. This does have the same issue that I had with the M3s, that if you do hook a combi unit to it and you disconnect it, yes, when you connect it, it'll automatically register the combi and all the sound processing will go straight to it. All the volume control, etc. will be controlled by the combi unit. However, when you disconnect it, you have to manually make sure, please listen to me, manually make sure that you go into the settings. You change it from, you make sure it's on line out and not port out. If it is port out and you hook in your headphones to the aux jack, you will get a full blast, full power to whatever headphones or CIEMs you may have plugged in. Please be wary of that. That was not a nice surprise I got, so I'm trying to save you that. Sometimes it will automatically, when you disconnect it, it will automatically switch it over. Sometimes it does not. So just manually make sure before you hit the play button, make sure it's back to the line out setting. But that about does it for the features or functionality. Next, let's talk about the sound. And the sound is actually, to my ears, I couldn't tell much of a difference between the M2s and the M3s. So both of which are very, very neutral sounding. They have great audio reproduction. I did forget to mention on both of these models, and I forgot to mention on the M3, it just hit me now, there is a slight loss of treble detail retrieval. The first song I noticed this on, there's been a couple others, but the first one I really noticed it on is on Lift Me Up by Five Finger Death Punch. I was listening to that song, and if you all who listen to it yourselves, in the main background, not the main cymbals, but in the background there's cymbals just giving a light tap. On these two units, I was unable to hear that. And then there was other songs and instances that there's detail in the upper treble registry, or that's very faint, that I was unable to pick up on these two models. So it's not a huge downfall, because again, this thing only goes for about $200-ish, but it's something to bring into nonetheless. Now, the details that are lost, it has to be things that you know are there and you're actively listening for to hear. Probably if I was listening on anything less than top tier equipment, I would have never heard those details I'm missing. So not a huge downfall, just something I've noticed and I'm passing along. But guys, that's actually it for my review of the brand new, or newer, pardon me, Shanling M2s. I do like the changes they've made between this one and the M2, but there is a lot of things I liked about the original M2 that I wish they would bring back to the M2s. I really like that side scroll wheel up here. But guys, if you have any questions or if there's anything I may have missed that you would like me to clarify more, please hit me up in the comments down below. I will absolutely reply to each and every one of you, and I look forward to hearing what your opinions are about audio players. Or do you have any DAPs yourself? Or do you think they're worth it? Because I know phones, especially like the LG V20, have wonderful amplification and DACs inside of them. So I'd like to know your opinion on that. But, as always guys, my name is Army-Firedawg. It has truly, truly been a pleasure, but most importantly, and please I ask my friends, stay safe.